This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Blak Magus, and finally I'm here with the PlayStation 4 Pro review. Sorry it took me so long, but life, complications, yada yada yada. It's okay. We're here now. Had the PlayStation 4 for about a month and a half now. PlayStation 4 Pro, sorry. I have to get used to saying that. Maybe I should just say PS4 Pro, and that makes it easier. But I've had the Pro for about a month and a half now. Took a lot of footage. The footage that you are seeing in this video in the background, all footage from the PlayStation 4 Pro. So you'll see different visuals. I went through and changed some of the settings here and there, such as turning on the boost, which they have a setting on there where you can boost the quality of older games. And if you look at some of the stuff, like you'll see footage about Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 definitely does look better. You do catch a lot more nuance in a lot of older games, and you do see some performance pickup. It does feel smoother in some games, some cases. So you don't necessarily need a PlayStation 4 Pro enhanced game to see a difference. It is kind of like getting. I put it this way. It's akin to you have a fairly older computer. It's a good computer. It runs well, plays games well. It has a decent graphics card in it. So you upgrade from the decent graphics card to a slightly better, but not much more expensive graphics card because you're on a budget. And you notice clearly, like, again, with older stuff, things improve. And with the newer stuff, you notice the improvement as well. That's the PlayStation 4 Pro in comparison to the original PlayStation, in my opinion. It's like upgrading your graphics card, maybe getting a slightly better CPU, but not that much. But it's just like making a minimum budget, dictated upgrade to your PC. That's just the best way I could put it. Now, is that an condemnation of the system? No, because again, the system looks amazing. Here's the thing. If you don't have the TV to take advantage of the more meatier, heavier upgrades, you won't really notice enough to make you think that your whole world completely changed and the whole level of console gaming experience has just been blown the fuck open. And that's the thing about this and the Xbox One X that I'm sure is the same with that. Without the proper TV, you're going to miss certain things like HDR enhancements. Now, I have an older TV. My TV, Jesus, it's about 8 years old, and I probably need to upgrade. No, it's probably older than 8 years. I swear, I had it almost as long as I had the PlayStation 3, and I got that in late 2008, early 2009. So I think the summer 2009 I've had this, so it's about 8 years, maybe. I don't know. But it's an older TV. It doesn't have high dynamic range. It doesn't have 4K, of course, naturally. It's a 1080p LG 40-inch TV, and things look good. Things look really good. And the enhanced games, I do see different nuances. Like if you look at some of the footage that you see from here with Destiny 2, Battlefield 1, and Horizon Zero Dawn, you'll notice things are sharper. You'll notice, and I'm not sure, by the way, how well YouTube is going to, show that, because there's a little degradation from your recordings to uploading to YouTube. So, but you notice like different lighting. hair textures and things like that. Tomb Raider was one of the things that I noticed right off the bat that had a lot of different nuances, and the fact that they let you actually adjust settings in some of these enhanced games is pretty interesting. Because again, Tomb Raider is one of the big ones where they gave you a good range of settings where you could try it for a 4K TV, for just HDR enhancement, for just like I want to, faster performance, downgrade the visuals a little bit so I can get a smoother frame rate, or you can get like high end visuals but you won't have a steady frame rate, things like that. Final Fantasy 15 also had that as well. So there are games out there that are built for this. So if you want to get it just to see these games, like I will say Final Fantasy 15 to me ran much better. That was the game where I may have gotten the biggest noticeable bump over playing it on the original PlayStation. But yeah, but then at the same time, could it have been like at the time I started Final Fantasy, it was a couple of months before the PlayStation 4 went out, so could that have been a key issue? I doubt it, and I'm saying this stuff to be honest with you guys, because I don't want to feel like I'm leaving something out and I like being honest with the whole process, but I definitely do feel Final Fantasy 15 is one of those games where it just runs much better. And in a way, Horizon, definitely Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider definitely runs better. Battlefield 1 was much smoother in some areas. So yeah, it's worth it if you're someone who's really into that, and that's probably why you probably listen to this and like, this guy doesn't seem like he's really happy with it. Actually, I'm 100% pleased to have gotten this because I think that Sony has made an exceptional piece of hardware with the original PlayStation 4, and I think this is another exceptional piece of hardware as well. I do like the fact that you have the game boost. Recently, before I did this review, they added an update where they, I believe, added some new details and visuals in their last update. I have to check because I've been working like crazy all week, but I have to check and see exactly what it was. But they upgraded it so where it'll enhance things on TVs that don't even have high dynamic range and things like that. What was it called? Damn it! It just clicked in my mind. But there's something new, and I just can't not think of what it is. But the system's great. Faster load times, faster boot up. Movies look great on it. And this is just all on a 1080p 8-year-old TV. You do see definitely a difference. Now, are you willing to get this and spend another extra however much money? Although 4K TVs are definitely going down in price, this is a $400 purchase. You will have to probably get at least $700 purchase if you want to get the proper HD TV, because again, it uses high dynamic range, but you got to make sure it has the right high dynamic range. I believe it's 10, HDR 10 is the preferred. At least the preferred. I believe it works on both, but I think you do need HDR 10 for PlayStation 4. If you want to see the real true enhancements to all the games that have been like pro enhanced, you're gonna have to go out and buy that TV. But if you just want if you haven't got a current gen console, you're looking between like Xbox, PlayStation 4, I could definitely recommend PlayStation 4 Pro. I would say get that instead of the original unless you're on a budget. Simply because, like me, one day I may get a 4K TV and then I won't have to think about, well, should I upgrade this? If you don't have a console already, I definitely say get this. Just like I would say the same thing for somebody who prefers Xbox. If you're going to get a console, at this point, you probably should start looking at these newer models, the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro. But it's solid. It's very, very solid. Um, I wish I had the TV to go and look. And when I get the TV to match the like real advancements of the PlayStation 4 Pro, I will definitely do a revision of this and let you know how it is to have a PlayStation 4 Pro on a better TV. But on a regular TV, yeah, you will see some improvements. Of course, it's not going to be something out the park. Again, it's just like getting a minimum upgrade to your graphics card or CPU on your computer. You're going to notice the bump, but it's not going to be a bump to a point where you're just going to be floored. That's just that's it. Like the honest opinion I can give on this. But yeah, I actually love this thing. A couple of other notes. Design. I never liked the weird two-tier thing, but it grew on me. So the way the console look is fine. Problem I do have with this is where I know a lot of people with the older PlayStation 4 had with the haptic buttons. I didn't mind the haptic buttons. I actually like the haptic buttons. This now, if you look at the front of a PlayStation 4 Pro, the buttons are very, very slight. They're on a thin plastic strip that pushes in like a traditional button, kind of. Except for it's like this whole strip. There's the power button on the left end, and then the eject button closer to where the two USB plugs in front are. By the way, that's another improvement to the PlayStation 4 Pro. You get a third USB port in the back. So if you want to like use your first two to like say charge your controller and then use the other one for something else, but you have a say wireless headphone system that requires you to plug in a USB port and you don't want to do it in front and have wires hanging from the front of your system, you can just easily plug it in the back one. So that's another good improvement to that as well. It still has the standard other plug as well. The plug for the PlayStation 4 camera, HDMI plug, and it also has the optic sound plug. What it doesn't have is, like the original PlayStation 4, it doesn't have any AV plug. So people, you should have something USB or optical by now, I would think, if you're going to invest in these. But yeah. And it still is easy to get inside the PlayStation 4 Pro for upgrading hard drives and things like that, so you don't have to worry about banging your head against the wall. If you want to add a 2 terabyte or higher or whatever hard drive you want to get and put it in there, just make sure it stays in the uniform 2.5 inch size, and make sure it's not, oh gosh, believe it's like, it has to be less than an inch thick. I forget exactly the dimensions, but if I remember that, I'll put it in the description. But just make sure, like, if you're gonna upgrade, you just get the right proper size hard drive. But it's still easy as pie to get, and this comes with a 1 terabyte, so you have some significant room. But yeah, the buttons are just weird to me. They're just not that intuitive to me. I really think that they messed up on that. They could have left that alone. That would be my biggest gripe with the PlayStation 4 Pro. But outside of that, it's still an amazing system. I'm still, I'm looking forward to playing games like God of War and Detroit Become Human and Spider-Man on this thing. Yeah, definitely worth the money. Just make sure that when you get it knowing what limitations you will have that will come if you don't have the proper TV to go with it. And don't expect it to be a miracle worker on your old HD TV, okay? So I just needed to make that as clear as possible. So I think I'm done rambling on this review. So as always, feel free. Hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.